I'm Pete Nowaski with Nowaski Extreme Performance, and I'd like to talk to you about this 2003 Springer Softail. As you can see, we've done a massive amount of upgrades to this bike. First of all, Kyle spent many years in the Air Force, and he wanted this bike, at least the paint job, to represent that. So this beautiful blue paint job done by Automotive Tattoos, and the airbrushing on here represents Kyle's deployment flag. He was in the Air Force and he was in charge of ammo. So that's taken care of right there in the paint job, a representation of him. Now we wanted to keep this classic, cool Springer Softail look. So we took the front end apart and custom painted the handlebars, the springs, and the lower legs the same color as the bike to really make that front end pop. Then with the tall handlebars, we added the Nowaski Springer handlebar risers on here to make sure they stay locked down into place. And then we also added the Nowaski headlight mount to get that Headwinds headlight down into a more pleasing location along with the turn signals on the side. So that front end looks really good with this bike now. It's brought up to modern standards, we'll say. Then we added Performance Machine wheels front and rear and our Nowaski Brembo monoblock brakes front and rear as well. Now these custom brake mounts are available on the website for FX Springers only. We went ahead and custom painted the monoblock calipers blue to match the rest of the theme of the bike. Moving to the back, we put a shotgun air ride suspension on here so this bike would look really good at bike shows. And then our custom monoblock caliper in the rear with our custom air ride swing arm as well. And those monoblock calipers are grabbing onto these awesome Galfer floating rotors that we also custom painted to match the bike. Now getting to the power plant. This is a Nowaski built 107 cubic inch turbo engine. So that means the crankshaft has been balanced, trued, welded, H-beam rods. We got different pistons in here. We got CNC headwork, throttle body, all the things to make sure that this engine flows right and it'll hold up to the boost that we're putting in it with this Trask turbo system. So this is a Softail Stage 1 Trask turbo system on here. And as you can see, we've gone ahead and put our Nowaski Clarity cover on with a nice blue ring to tie that in to the rest of the bike. Now, this bike puts out 216 horsepower when it's all boosted up on race fuel. Really laying the power to the ground with this combination. And we also had to put a custom chain drive kit on here as well to make sure that it stood up to all that 200 plus horsepower. We have this awesome chrome custom dash on here, Dakota digital analog gauge. We have our air ride switches and center stand switches over here, all nice and clean. We kept the chrome controls. We have the boost gauge up here, these nice clean RWD mirrors with the PSR adjustable levers. So Kyle feels comfortable hanging onto these big ape hangers while he's burning off the rear tire. All right, I'm gonna go in depth on the custom paint job on this bike, and I have my phone out because I'm gonna read a text message from the owner. The skull represents my deployment flag from Minot Air Force Base, which I led 70 troops on a deployment to Al Udeid, Qatar. I'm sorry if I screwed that up. The cards represent Kyle's skill level, and what they mean is that he is a senior master sergeant ammo troop. So I hope I got that right, but that's a little more information as to what this means. So at Nowaski Performance, we like to introduce things from the individual into the motorcycle to really personalize it to them. And this is a really good example of how we did that. Luke Johnson from Automotive Tattoos did a wonderful job on this paint job. Coming around to this side of the bike, we have Evolution Industries clutch pack in here, direct drive compensator. We've got a cool clarity cover over here so you can kind of see what's going on in the primary. Another nice little touch. Here we have the Alloy Art hidden pegs for the passenger. And up front, we tied in that Arlen Ness blue foot peg to this bike to really kind of make it pop. We like to have contrast throughout the bike. So as you can see here, we've utilized chrome and black and blue to really keep your eyes busy when you're looking this bike over. We wrap those wheels with Metzler tires. Metzler tires handle good, they perform well, they last well, and they work really well with these performance builds. We also went ahead and relocated the ignition down here, and we have individual coils on the spark plugs as well to kind of clean that engine area up. So nice carbon fiber shift linkage over here. We went ahead and removed the post because we don't need that to hold the coils anymore. So again, kind of remove some things we didn't need and really got this thing nice and clean. So Kyle's 216 horse, 2003 Springer Softail. Oh, interesting fact. This bike started out as a 100th anniversary edition. So the only thing that represents that anymore is a badge on the motor over here. But definitely very awesome turbo Springer from Nowaski Performance.